All right, it's 10:02, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Just want to welcome everyone in this morning. Thanks very much for coming. We hope we will have a really interesting hour for you here, and we're super happy to have Robert Shuemak here hosting this event today.
Hello, I'm Robert Shuemak, the Tech Ambassador from Southwest Ohio. And I'm here to give you some information and good conversation. Thank you for everyone attending.
All right, great. So I'm going to, just for everyone, walk through a very brief overview of what we're going to do today. And then we're going to get right to a tech spotlight where Robert tells us some really, really cool things about how he uses Alexa. Okay, so our event today, this short intro will be over very quickly. Then we'll have the tech spotlight that we were just talking about a second ago, and that might take between 10 and 15 minutes. And really, like we said a couple of times already, the rest of the time is for you, for individuals and families specifically. We would love for you to be able to ask your questions live. Anyone, even if you're not an individual with a developmental disability or a family member, feel free to type those questions in the Q&A. But the live Q&A where we have you come on camera is really intended for those individuals and their family members. Just want to mention a few little things. If you want to keep track of what we're doing, the best way to do that is to visit our website, ohiotechambassadors.org. That has got a schedule of all of our events with links right there where you can register for the remaining virtual events that we have, as well as bios of all of our tech ambassadors and a really easy way to just click and send them email if you'd like to do that. We are on both Facebook and Instagram as well. And we have a YouTube channel where we are recording all of the events, including today's event, and then posting those for folks who could not join us live. So we've got, I think maybe 8 events that are out there already. In case there's one that you missed, you want to go back and check it out. On any of those 3 platforms, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, all you need to do is just search for Ohio Tech Ambassadors, and we should come right up. So Robert alluded to this a second ago. We have 5 tech ambassadors, and we've broken the state of Ohio up into 5 regions. So the ones in red down there at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen are the ones in the Southwest region that Robert is sort of representing today. And then real quick, we just want to mention our event schedule for everyone. We started, this has been a wild ride. We started back in January with our kickoff event. And then we had what we call regional meetings, one meeting in each region through February and March. We took a little break and we had a statewide meeting called Tech Ambassadors Listen, which was, again, very Q&A heavy. And now we're in the middle of our second round of regional events. So you can see today's April 28th, and we've got a meeting next week and the week after. And then all of those regional meetings are going to be complete. And we will have a statewide wrap-up event probably about a month from now, where we come back and kind of report on everything that we've been doing to the folks all over the state. Okay, Robert, are you ready to hit your tech spotlight here?
Yes, I am. Let's do it.
All right. So what we did this time, Robert's topic is how he uses Alexa. And like many of you, I'm also a user of Alexa. I've got it in my home and actually use it some at work too. And I'll just tell you right now, Robert is has such thorough knowledge of this that he showed me a couple of things when we were going over this that I did not know about. So there's a lot to learn. And what we were going to do is play a series of short videos where Robert sort of demonstrates how he uses Alexa, and he may want to stop and comment. Feel free to do that, Robert, at any point if you would like to. But I'm going to go ahead and find the first video here on calendars and get that started. All right, let me share that.
First thing I want to do is we're going to talk about the calendar that's available. You can link your Google Calendar, your Microsoft Calendar, or your Exchange calendar to the A-Lady. I have my Google Calendar attached. So let's try it and see what happens. Alexa, schedule a meeting for April 30th.
Okay, Robert. What day and time?
April 30th at 3 o'clock.
Is that 3 o'clock in the morning or in the afternoon?
In the afternoon, please.
And what's the name of the event?
Doctor's appointment.
That's doctor's appointment on Friday, April 30th at 3 p.m., right?
Yes.
Okay, I've added that.
Alexa, delete doctor's appointment on Friday, April 30th at 3 p.m.
Robert, there's nothing on your calendar starting
Alexa,
April 30th, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I've deleted that.
Okay, so the thing I like about this is I don't have to turn the computer on. I can do it whether I'm in the bedroom or in the front, because I have one in both areas. So it makes it real easy. Alexa, what's on my calendar for May 1st?
Robert, there's nothing scheduled on Saturday, May 1st.
Okay, so you basically just ask dates, times, appointments, and you could go backward or forward within the year.
All right. Everyone hear that video as we played it?
Oh, it was quite clear.
Here's a little unintended thing that happened. We activated your A-Lady right there in front of you during the video, right?
Yeah.
You think if you turned the volume all the way down, maybe that would be a good way to prevent that from happening again?
Alexa, volume down to 1.
All right. Awesome. So anything else you want to add on the calendaring?
Just that it's very easy. It's very person friendly. And if it doesn't understand what you say, it'll ask you to repeat, or it didn't understand you.
Yeah, and I purposely wanted to make sure we left some of that in the video for everyone to see. You know, if you haven't used devices like this before, they're not going to understand you perfectly every time. So you can see Robert's very used to stopping and waiting for the question and clarifying and providing more information.
And one thing I did want to add is that if you noticed, when I asked the command, you heard a beep. And then I'd say something, and then you hear another beep. that I turned that on. That's a feature you can turn on if you cannot see the lights light up on top of the device, because it has lights that also let you know I'm listening or I heard
Yeah, that's a great point, right? Like I'm used to looking at the light to know whether she heard me, but for you, it's a sound that tells you.
right.
That's great.
So it works very well for people who don't see well.
All right. Next one is on email. Share this one with everyone.
The other real neat thing that I like is I can check email with Alexa. Alexa, check new emails.
In the last day, no one read emails in primary, but there are two marked important in updates and promotions. First email from your registration for my UC Health, my chart. What would you like? Read, delete, or next?
Alexa, read.
Dear Robert Shuemak, click this link to activate your My UC Health, My Chart account now. This activation link will expire in 24 hours. You will be asked a few questions on our secure system to verify your identity before logging in. If you don't activate your account within 24 hours and the link has expired, please click here and enter this code to activate your My UC Health account. MG5CBKJZ4 and expires May 1st, 2021, 7:39 a.m.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, delete that email.
Okay, deleted. Next email from Canvas Jam. Buy more, save more this Mother's Day. Read or next?
Delete.
Okay, deleted. This was the last important email. 16 emails remaining. Would you like to read them?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, can you reply?
Let's see. Alexa, send an email to George Myers.
I can't compose new emails, but I can reply to emails in your inbox. To see what's there now, just ask. Check my email.
There's your answer.
There you go.
I can reply, but I can't send emails yet. And, you know, the thing about the A-Lady is it's forever upgrading and changing. So in another month or so, it could do all of that.
And I think that's such a great point you make right there at the end. In fact, we're going to see, I think a little later in the hour, a new feature that I didn't know about. By the way, I had never seen anybody do email with the A-Lady. Everybody, I think, hopefully is getting that the A-Lady is Alexa, and we're trying not to activate the one in front of Robert there as we talk about it.
I unplugged her.
You unplugged her. All right, great. Yeah. Let's see. Next one is lists. So let's share this one.
I really enjoy this one.
Yeah, this is great.
And one I use almost daily is, it's called List. And they have some preset lists, and then they have list that you could read. So I will demonstrate both of it. Alexa, what's on my grocery list?
You have 6 items on your grocery list. Here are the 5 most recent: wheat bran, tea, pork chops, salt, and spices, garlic powder, onion powder. Would you like to hear your last item?
Yes.
Chicken wings.
Alexa, add beef liver to my grocery list.
She didn't like it.
Alexa, add beef liver to my grocery list. All right. Alexa, add to grocery list.
What would you like to add to grocery?
Beef liver.
I've added beef liver to grocery.
Sometimes I've noticed with Alexa, you can't add too many words. You almost have to be as brief as possible. Alexa, what are my lists?
You have 11 lists: my podcast, reading, technology ambassador, medications, JAWS shortcut keys, personal to-do, podcast for Robert, skills, grocery, shopping list, and to-do list.
That's quite a feeling. Alexa, what's on my medication list?
You have 8 items on your medications list. Here are the 5 most recent: melatonin, Lipitor.
Alexa,
Vascular.
stop. Now, I like this because I have difficulty remembering my medications and the dosage for, like, when I go to the doctor and they ask you, oh, okay, what medicine do you take? And you got to remember this big list. But because my Alexa is connected to my iPhone, I can pull up Alexa on my phone. So Alexa connects with the iPhone and the Androids. So whatever you can do on your Alexa at home, you can also do from your cell phone away from the house.
All right. So I think there's a couple important things there. One, I can't believe you love beef liver.
Oh, yeah.
But being able to use lists like that, I think especially, I mean, you can comment on this obviously, but as a person with a visual impairment, to be able to just have the lists right there with you, especially to be able to take them on your phone. We didn't quite get this in the video, right? But having it on your phone, you've got voice commands enabled on the phone so that you can issue a voice command to the Alexa app on the phone, just like a device when you're out, right?
Yeah, simply I could just ask Siri to open the Alexa app. It pops open, and then you just swipe through, go into the choice you want. For instance, if I wanted my list, I would click on list, double tap on list. It would open it up and have all my lists. Click on medications, and then open it up, and then I can swipe through one by one which medication there is, because I probably have a total of about 12.
Wow.
And I have a nurse that comes, so I don't pay attention to the dosage. He sets up the pill medication, the pill box, and just take the medicine from the pill box. But it's really helpful because I can also have Alexa remind me it's 8 o'clock, time to take the meds. You know, that's helpful. It keeps me from having seizures and all that other good stuff. Keeping my cholesterol and my blood pressure down. So she's real helpful to me. And the thing about the list, I just wanted to clarify real quick, is that there are only like 3 or 4 pre-made lists. All the rest of the list you heard, the JAWS shortcut keys, the medication, the Tech Ambassador, all of those I created.
Yeah.
So you could create a list, anything you want. I got one on there that's just for audiobooks, titles of audiobooks. You know,
Great.
that one I read.
Awesome. All right. We've got one more video to share with folks. And this one is on notes. Let me share that one.
Alexa, what are my notes?
Here's what I found. Robert. From other notes. Find the JAWS software from Michael D.
What was my most recent note?
Here's what I found. Robert. From other notes. Find the JAWS software from Michael D.
Alexa, create a new note.
Okay, what should I note?
Call the bank and check to see what the balance is.
You want me to note call the bank and check to see what the balance is, right?
Yes.
Okay, Robert, I'll note that. By the way, if you want to find one of your notes, just ask me for specific words, like, what are my notes about Bob?
Thank you.
All right. So that is another feature that I didn't know about. I could see how that would come in real handy.
Oh, yeah, and that's a new one. I just discovered that a few weeks ago. You know, I get these weird ideas in my head sometimes, and I say, I wonder if she could do this.
So you just asked?
And yeah, you just asked.
Yep.
Alexa, you know, do I have any notes?
All right. So let's get right to some questions and answers here. And the very first one I want to handle is one that got typed into the Q&A here by someone who was anonymous. Let's read this and answer it. I'm going to give you a chance if you want to respond to this, Robert, and then I've definitely got some things I want to say about this question. So the question is, why are we spending money on tech instead of hiring more people or find better ways to connect providers with clients? There are providers who are never notified that a client needs staff. Staff aren't psychic asking for a friend.
Yeah, this is interesting. You're talking to the wrong person about that, because I am a tech guy. So the tech allows people like myself and others, whether you have a disability or not, whether you're a senior or not, the tech allows you to become more independent. And, you know, like my mother is 78 years old, and she's getting irritable because she's losing her independence. And, you know, she didn't want nobody in her house when she could just have a piece of technology that'll help her keep her independence. Now, you need staff for certain things. You know, Alexa is not going to cook a meal for you. She'll start a microwave or a crock pot or a coffee maker, but she can't cook for you. So you do need staff. The technology that I use is not very expensive at all.
Right.
The Alexa that I have, one costs $30, one is $150. So it depends on the model, you know, how old or new it is. It's very, very inexpensive. You don't need a waiver to get it. You just go to Best Buy or no, Walmart didn't have them, but Amazon.com, and boom, you can order and have it sent to your house.
Yeah, I think you covered most of what I wanted to make sure we said. I'll just kind of sum it all up. One, people are far more expensive than this equipment. So we're actually saving money by using technology when people prefer it. Okay. But the other two big things are, one, a lot of our individuals would prefer to live a more private life. They would prefer not to have staff inside their house when they don't need those folks there. And then the other part of it is, I don't know that we mentioned this one, but this is also really important. There is a serious shortage of people who would like these direct care jobs. There are places all over the state of Ohio and really all over the country right now where people would like to have staff and they can't find them. So technology can serve as a way to sort of fill those gaps in staff. Good question, though. I appreciate the question, and we're all about just being very direct and honest here. So we got no worries about questions like that.
Don't ever hesitate to ask a question.
Absolutely. All right. So here is a question that was sent in during a registration by Allison Shoemaker, who is a disabilities advocate in Ross County, where I happen to work. So I know Allison. Hi, Allison, if you're here. So she asked about security and privacy and intrusion, and how maybe we can use either technology or even specifically Alexa to do that. I thought this is a perfect opportunity, Robert, for you to talk about that feature that you informed me about. Again, one more that I didn't know about. This is a pretty new one, I think.
Oh, this one is probably not even 6 months old. It is called Guard, like, a security guard. And you just ask the young lady, Alexa, volume up to 4. Alexa, turn on Guard. Alexa, turn on Guard.
The skill linked with Home and Garden is not enabled. Please enable the skill to control this device.
Alexa, I'm leaving.
See you later. I'll start guarding now.
Okay, she just called me goodbye, and she was going to start Guard. Alexa, tell us what Guard is.
According to Wikipedia, the National Guard of the United States is part
Alexa,
of the
stop. Okay, she's not going to do it. Guard is a security feature, or Alexa calls them skills, that would put her in the mode where she's paying attention to any sound that sounds like glass breaking, um, uh, doors opening that probably shouldn't be opening when you're not here. You don't like if somebody kicked in the door. And you can have her, she will text you and let you know on your phone. And she also has a couple sounds. And George pointed out one of them was a dog barking. If you have cameras, she can turn on the cameras, and or she can check the sensors if you have sensors in your home by the doors or whatever. So it's a very inexpensive, matter of fact, it's free unless you get cameras and all these other features along with the piece I have that I just activated is just free, and all she does is monitor the house for certain sounds, glass breaking, doors being kicked in.
Great. So what I wanted to do real quick, if you don't mind, is I'm going to just share the screen with everyone real quick and just let you see the page that's at Amazon on Guard. And just take you down to the list of free features to compare those with the ones that you pay for. By the way, you can see it integrates with Ring. So I have a whole bunch of Ring equipment in my house. And that was one of the things Robert just brought up. You know, I have Ring cameras, so this feature could turn on the camera. Okay, so you can see here, she can monitor for glass break sounds, smoke or CO alarm sounds.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Could even call an emergency helpline for the fee, right? Check this feature out. If you have smart lights in your home, she could turn these on and off to make it seem like you're there for you, right? Yep. Or again, for the paid feature, somebody is detected outside your home or knocks on your door. She can make a dog barking sound with a speaker and an echo or a similar device. So that is, like you said, a pretty new one. And I just thought that was really, really interesting, that, you know, you may not need a traditional security system. It all depends on who you are and where you live. But that's a pretty neat addition. Some of those things just for free. Okay, so how about this one? We have James who would like to join us and ask a question live. So we're going to give James a second to join us. And James, if you want to turn your camera and microphone on, we'd love to have you.
I know. I'm not like that. I've been going crazy while we were talking, you know. So that she's been hearing all going on in the background. So yeah, but I just wanted to say I am so glad to be here today because I learned a lot of new features just from being here about different ways how to use my Alexa. Like Robert, I do have Alexa in 2 rooms in my home, and I use her for a lot of things like answering emails, reminding me how to do things, reminding me how to take my medications, a big one, because I forget to take the medication a lot. So I just set a daily reminder every morning, which is very beneficial to me. So, you know, Alexa's come in handy. And I heard earlier that somebody had said about one of the questions that was sent earlier, and you're right, George, though, that it makes Alexa has made it more independent for me to have less staff in the home instead of more staff. So I just wanted to say, it's not really a question to say that this is fantastic. I learned a lot about using my Alexa, and thank you for providing the information to us.
Absolutely. Well, wow, we really appreciate that, James. That's good to hear that folks are learning things, and that there's something to learn here. That's good. Thank you for joining us. All right, let's just pause for a quick second. We're going to do a poll before we move on to some more questions. So the first poll we're going to do today is one that we have done in other events. So if you've joined us in other events, you may know this one already. Feel free to answer the questions again. This is a poll on technology barriers. Okay, and this is pretty central to what we're doing in Ohio Tech Ambassadors. We want to know if there are barriers, what they are. So I'll read these two questions. What is the biggest barrier to people with developmental disabilities attending events like the one that we're having today? Please give us your feedback on that. And then the second question is, what is the biggest barrier to people with developmental disabilities just using technology in their everyday lives? Okay, and your feedback is important. We're compiling what people have told us on these two questions in, I want to say, 8 or 9 events so far. So we've got a lot of responses. And part of this, we're going to report back to the State Department of Developmental Disabilities to give them, what folks have said all over the state to these two questions.
And I'll just say this: answering those questions is very important, because it will allow the state to see that people are very interested in technology and would like to have easier access to technology. It's not that it's expensive, it's just in some areas, especially rural areas, it's hard to get internet. And with the Technology First initiative, we're going to be trying to get broadband internet service all over the state, so no one has that as a barrier.
Perfect. All right, so thanks very much. I'm going to end that poll, and we appreciate your feedback on that. All right. Next question we got sent in with a registration was from Erin Anderson in Warren County. I think Erin's an SSA there. And she asked about smart homes. So you may be familiar with the idea that, we have at several places in the state of Ohio, some places where you can go and in some cases even visit virtually and see live examples of the types of technology that we're talking about, and really a wide variety of different types of technology that are available these days for folks with developmental disabilities. So I thought we would take a minute, and I'll just show you a couple of websites that we have ready about some that are in fairly close to folks in the southwest part of Ohio. Take a second and do this. All right. And this one isn't, this one's in Columbus, but this is a brand new one and maybe one of the more modern smart homes that are out there. And it's also one that you can schedule virtual visits in. So this is sponsored and put together by the Nysonger Center at Ohio State. So they are really, really actively involved in technology for people with developmental disabilities. So you can watch a video here on all of the different things that are in this smart home. You can take a tour. And again, when you schedule this tour with these folks, there's going to be someone live in the smart home actually walking around and talking about the equipment that's in there and doing live demos. So that's pretty neat for a virtual tour. Then we've got, let's see if I can move my controls here so I can, here we go. Here's another one that is very close. So this is in Warren County. It's a smart home put together by the Southwestern Ohio Council of Governments. And I think this one opened, this is March 21st, 2019, so a little over 2 years ago. I've actually gotten a chance to visit this one. It's really neat. It's got a bedroom, a kitchen area, and a living area, and tons and tons of different smart devices in there. I know they have a big stove with temperature sensors, and it can tell if you've left it on and turn it off for you automatically. All kinds of really, really neat things there. And then I'll just kind of mention one sort of unique one that I know is has been available in certain parts and has even visited certain parts of the Southwest region. So we've actually got a mobile smart home. I was privileged to be able to help outfit and demonstrate. And this is right now in Chillicothe, Ohio, but a couple years ago, we got the privilege of being able to drive this thing all over southern and especially southeastern Ohio to sort of bring smart homes to people out in those rural areas. And there are others in other parts of the state. If you're not from the southwest part of Ohio, I know there are other smart homes in the Columbus area and also in the Cleveland area. We kind of wanted to just take a second and focus on the ones that are pretty close to the southwest. So, good question.
Alexa, I'm home.
All right. I'll stop guarding now.
Perfect.
She also alerted my cell phone.
Ed Sheeran on Amazon
Alexa,
Music.
stop. She also alerted my cell phone to let me know that she was stopping.
All right, I love it. All right, let's see. We've got somebody else who might want to come on and ask a question live. I think we might know who this person is.
Oh, no.
Welcome, Chris.
Welcome.
Hey, Chris.
Hey. You know, the funny thing, when I was watching your video and you had the young lady behind you, she's been over, moving around, and I thought you had a dog until I realized it was some lady.
That was actually my son.
Oh, okay.
He's got dreadlocks and they're long.
But anyway.
So that's why it looked like a girl.
Anyways, I have two questions real quick. How long have you been using technology, and what made you want to be interested in technology? What was the first thing that at first that you got to have technology in your house?
Wow. I've been using technology in some form or fashion for probably, I would say, 40 years. I started using closed circuit televisions when I was a kid in school. Recording tape recorders, books on tape. And I started using technology, one, because I really liked it. I thought it was interesting. Two, it was necessary. You know, it opened up a whole different world. When you figure out you can actually read a novel like everybody else in the classroom, you just read it differently. You listen to it instead of actually reading it. And it doesn't take as long to listen to because you can change the speed. So it was out of necessity, and it was always interesting to me. And it was difficult because there's so much you got to remember. I use a screen reader, and there's thousands of commands, and you don't use all of them. You probably only use 30. But to try to, keep in your mind the command for this, that, and the other, it can be tasking. But I love it. I wouldn't change it.
That's great. Sometimes we don't want to think about things like CCTV as technology in this day and age, right? Because it's
actually CCTVs nowadays, they actually magnify and read at the same time if you want.
Yeah.
So
do you have another question?
Really quick. What if, let's say, you make a list, an important list? How do you keep Alexa from, let's say, I come to visit your home, and is there a way that she only will listen to you and not listen to me? Let's just say I accidentally erased your list of things that you had and didn't tell you, and then therefore you didn't get those reminders because she was listening to me. Is there a way to just only listen to you and not me?
Yeah, there's a setting in the settings app, in the Alexa app, in the A-Ladies app rather, that will allow you to set it to only listen to you for certain things.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
I wanted to say on that one comment about staffing, if you'll come on May 11th to the webinar that I'll be presenting, I will show you why sometimes staffing, that I don't like to have staff in my house. So I can answer that question a little bit on that day. So
by the way, we didn't say this, but Chris is another one of our tech ambassadors. So we appreciate you joining us, Chris, and thank you for asking us questions. And if you're not doing anything at 10 a.m. on May 11th, come to Chris's webinar. Thanks, Chris. All right, let's see. Next question. It was sent in during registration by another one of our tech ambassadors, Nathan Turner. So let's ask this one. It is, how do you use routines and skills with Alexa to promote independent living? I know one of those things is something we haven't mentioned yet. Routines.
Well, I guess you can call a lot of my alarms are routines because they go off at a certain time every day. Every morning I have one that reminds me of medication, one that reminds me to check my list, my to-do list. I have one. So you can set your routines to do all kinds of things. There's a huge list in the Alexa apps. You can set Alexa to not pay attention to you after 10 p.m.
I don't know that one.
So you do. Or, you can have it. They call it do not disturb.
I don't have an answer for that.
They call it do not disturb.
So for those who might not be familiar with what a routine is, you want to describe what that is for everyone?
Routine is something that you can have Alexa do at a certain time, a certain day, all the time.
Right. And doesn't it also involve the possibility of combining multiple tasks together? Right. So let's say it was nighttime and you wanted her to lock your door, turn off your lights and your music, right, and adjust the thermostat. If you have all those devices in your house, you could actually program Alexa to respond to a command you come up with. So you could just say, Alexa, nighty night, and then she would just do all that stuff, right? And or do it on a schedule if that's more preferable.
I know. So the thing that comes to mind for me is if you have someone who doesn't remember to do certain routines in the morning, you can program Alexa to, at 8 o'clock, get up out of bed, take bets. 8:15, brush your teeth. 8:25, comb your hair. You know, you set up all these little things that could go back to back routines.
Yeah.
I don't do it because a lot of it I remember, but you know, if you had someone with memory issues.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like we've got one more person raising their hand and wants to come on and ask a live question. So we're going to hear from Ashley here when she joins us as a panelist. All right. Welcome, Ashley. Feel free to turn your microphone and your camera on if you want to ask your question live.
I was wondering, do you ever have a issue with like, because I'm from the South, do you ever have a voice issue? Like you go to this grocery store and you're like, what the heck did I put on there? And like you're spending like hours and hours at Walmart trying to figure out what you put on there.
Can you elaborate a little bit?
Like on Alexa, like when you have like your grocery list.
Oh, okay.
Like when you put something on there, because like I said, I'm from the South, and my grandma, we made it into a game of like trying to figure out what grandma put on grocery list.
Oh, okay. As far as yeah.
Her Southern accent.
Actually, what I do is I set my grocery list up in the Hey Lady, and then I print it off and give it to someone and let them go to the store. And then they call me and say, what does this mean? Because a lot of times Alexa doesn't always understand everything you say.
Right. Yeah.
So if you don't catch it, you get questions.
My sister said the same thing. I wanted ivory soap and it said ivory soup.
Yeah.
It's
common. That happens.
By the way, you just made a reference to something really important that, and this was one more thing that you taught me about Alexa, that if you connect her to a printer, you can just deliver a command and she'll print something out for you.
Ooh, I did not know that.
Yeah, my Alexa is connected to my printer.
Oh, and I use it to find my phone also.
Oh yeah, you could connect it to your phone. They actually have what do they call them? Some kind of tags that you can order from Amazon and connect Alexa to them, and then put them on your keys, your phone.
Wow, so they have GPS in them?
Yeah, so you can, it'll beep at you and say, I'm over here. Well, it won't say I'm over here, but it'll beep at you to let you know where it's at.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Ashley. Appreciate that question.
Thank you, Ashley.
All right. Let's see. We got something in the Q&A. Let me check here. Oh, James is asking if you could connect Alexa to your TV.
Yes, actually, the Amazon Fire Stick Cube is connected to my television at this point. So I could tell Alexa to turn on the TV and she'll turn him on.
Yeah, by the way, if James, if you're interested in a real short demo of that on video, you might want to check out Marcy Strouder's event on our YouTube page. from last week. We actually did a demo of that in our event that she hosted. So that is pretty neat.
And I probably should have did one too, but since Marcy did one, I need to do one.
All right, let's see. If we have a Diana from who's a Hamilton County advocate, and Robert, you work at the Hamilton County DDS. Is Diana Mayrose? Is that how you pronounce it? Do you know Diana? Mayrose?
Yeah.
She's asking about connecting Alexa to things versus Alexa already connected to home devices. It was a little hard for me to make out exactly what was being asked there. So if Diana's here, maybe would you want to come on and clarify that question? Let's see if she's here. She's here today. Or type in the Q&A, either one. Well, okay. Diana, if you want to just send email in and maybe just elaborate a little bit on what that question is, we'll try to get that answered for you. Let's see. There's a couple of little Alexa features that we really didn't get to that I just wanted to give you a minute, Robert, to comment on. Reminders, and then spelling and definitions of words. Those are things you use, right?
I use that daily, all day long, as far as spelling, because I'm a horrible speller. And typically Alexa can spell the word. Alexa, stop. Alexa, spell serendipity.
Serendipity is spelled S-E-R-E-N-D-I-P-I-T-Y.
Alexa, what is the definition of serendipity?
Serendipity is usually defined as an aptitude for making desirable discoveries by accident. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for serendipity.
Alexa, stop. So that's a brief example. I use it a lot in my writing because I don't spell well, and I try to use bigger words than what I can spell so I can increase my vocabulary and grammar. Because I don't read typical print, I don't see words. So my understanding is a lot of people have to see words to spell them.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of blind people memorize, and I just choose not to memorize all that. And then my reminders, I use a lot at night. If I have a thought in the middle of the night, 2 or 3 in the morning, I'll tell the A lady to remind me to send somebody an email, or remind me to call such and such. Because sometimes if I don't do that, I won't remember. So Alexa can be a tool to help you remind thousands of things.
That's not true.
Yes,
That's
it
awesome.
is.
Okay. Well, hey, it's 11:01. So for those of you who may have had something to do after our official hour, we thank you very much for coming. If you do have more questions, we're happy to hang around and try to respond to those. I do not see any more in the Q&A, and I don't see anybody else raising their hand right at the moment. We'll give everybody just another second while I just say thank you to all of you who came. Thank you so much for all those questions. That's great to get your participation and try to make this as real for folks as we can. Thanks to our core team, Courtney and Jeremy, who help us put these things on. And thanks very much to our ASL interpreters who always do such a good job biggest thanks of all to Robert for all of that great information. I learned a whole bunch during this particular event.
And I'd just like to thank everybody for supporting the Ohio Tech Ambassadors and our mission. And you can always reach me at Robert, Ohio Tech Ambassadors.org.
Awesome. All right. Well, everybody have a wonderful Wednesday, and we'll see you again next week if you'd like to join us for our event next Thursday in Northwest Ohio with Nathan Turner. All right, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see you.